Christine, thank you so much for joining me and sharing your Legacy Builders review. I have a question for you. So you're going to be 77 next week, right?
Yes.
What made you want to learn the digital marketing space and get involved?
Oh, okay. This is going to go back 15 years. I was laid off my last job over 15 years ago, 2011. And I was on nothing. I was on no social media. I could barely navigate email. And I have two sons who are programmers. And my oldest boy had developed a bot to go into LinkedIn. And he said, "Oh, Mom, I could teach you how to use." I was on nothing. And he taught me how to use LinkedIn and how to run his bot. And he paid me to run his bot for him. So I learned some secrets about LinkedIn. Well, that didn't last very long because LinkedIn got wise to bots and put a big freeze on all bots. So now all the social media have put a freeze on bots and you can't use them. So I realized right then and there that I could teach other people how to do what the bot was doing for themselves, right? So I started going to sit down to breakfast networking meetings, and here's me, no tech, okay? And by this time, I was at least on Facebook and Twitter at the time, it's now called X, and LinkedIn. And I watched people coming through the door, and they all had gray hair or they were bald. And I went, oh my gosh, they're just like me in the same position, trying to figure out how to make a living online or do something to make another living for their family because they were over 50. And people don't want to hire you over 50. And it's not your age, it's all about the money because the businesses know they have to pay you more money because you have that experience. And so what they do is they reorganize and then they let everybody go, the OGs go. So gradually I've learned a little bit about techie stuff. And it's proved to me that even though, so here's how I'm a boomer. I graduated from high school in the late 60s. The internet didn't get invented until the 80s.
Mhm.
Do you know who invented the internet? The boomers. You know who's the least techie in the world?
The boomers.
The boomers. And so I said, okay, I'm a boomer. If boomers can invent the internet, the boomers can learn it. We can
So
learn some stuff.
how did this path get you to the Legacy Builders program?
Okay, so I was doing all this network marketing stuff, right? And spending tons of hours on my computer and crying at my computer. And when I opened up Facebook this one day and I saw this post where you could make 100% commission. Well, if you're doing network marketing, you know that you make maybe 6 to 25% commission, right? And 100% commission and working a 2-hour workday, I about fell off my chair. How in the world can you do that? So it didn't take me long. It took me about 4 hours to make a decision. I jumped in with both feet because I'm a boomer. The boomers' pensions are way less than what the cost of living is.
Mhm.
And so I had to do something to supplement our pensions that were coming in.
How long ago was that?
That was in September of 23.
So you've
So I've been,
you're one of the original gangsters in the Legacy Builders program.
yeah, I'm so thankful I found this program because it saved me so much time. I was burning out. I was literally burning out with all the network marketing stuff. And there's nothing against network marketing. It's just that you have to work 10 times as hard to make any money doing network marketing. And but
So
2 weeks after I got all connected, somebody from LinkedIn bought the big pack and I paid off my credit card and I've been in profit mode ever since.
wow, that is awesome. So being in the Legacy Builders program, what is some of the skills that you were able to learn to help you build your online business?
Okay, let's keep this really simple. You need three things. You need to have a plan, which I had not any idea how to set up a plan. And the legacy program gives us a plan. We have the blueprint to follow, right? And you need to be consistent, doing the same simple steps every day without hesitation. And
Mm.
number three, you need to be patient. And it reminded me of my ranching training because I grew up on a big ranch, big cattle ranch in southern Alberta. And we had cattle in the feedlot, cattle in the barn, livestock in the barn, pigs in the pigsty, chickens in the chicken coop. And we couldn't decide to be lazy and tired and not feed the animals one day. We had to feed and water them every day or they'd get sick and die, right? It's just like a business, any kind of business. If we don't feed and water our business every day, we don't have a business. It's going to get sick and die.
Hmm. So true. So, what would you say to someone that is later in life, 60 plus, thinking, I mean, I can't do digital. What would you say to them?
Get out of your lazy boy and quit complaining. I'm sorry. I can't resist. I, you know, I have so many friends who they are the same age as me or even younger than me, and they look so old because they don't keep their minds alive and keep learning new things and stretching a little bit, right? They get into this, oh, woe is me syndrome, and they just sit there. And the people in Canada are one pension check away from being homeless. So I
Scary.
have a huge burn to help the homeless people in Lethbridge here, not Lethbridge, the other end of the province, Edmonton.
That's great. So, being part of the Legacy Builders program, you're also part of our digital growth community. What do you think of the community?
Oh, I just love this community. You know, I have never seen training this great or this much in my entire life.
Mm.
And, I joined all these network marketing opportunities, and most of the people that would sponsor me would disappear. And I had nowhere I could go to get answers. And they might have a Zoom once a week or once a month. And that wasn't nearly enough. I was lost as to how to build a business online. And so when I found this program, and we get training every day, 5-minute video every day. Step one, do this, step two. I call it my play, stop, do system. You play a little bit, stop it, do it on yours. Play a little bit, stop it, do it on yours. Rewind.
Oh, that's so good. I love that. I love that. So you've launched your own community now. So why did you launch your own community?
I was sick and tired of being on borrowed land.
Mm.
I got hacked the end of November, the 24th of November of 23. So less than 3 months after I joined the program, I got hacked by somebody from Ni it,
Nigeria on Facebook,
I
right?
think it's Nigeria, yeah.
Mhm.
And it was a guy from Nigeria. You're open to get hacked. So that's one of the things I love about LinkedIn and why I teach LinkedIn all the time because they help you get double opt-in so
Mhm.
that nobody can hack you.
Yeah. Well, I would love for you to share your screen if you don't mind and show them your community because, I love what you said. If you go back, 10, 11 years ago, you weren't even on social media. You knew nothing about digital marketing. And here you are, going to be 77 next week. And not only are you doing digital marketing now, you have your own community where you're supporting and mentoring other people. I just think it is so amazing. I love
So
it.
there's my community,
Ah, so
and I'll take you to my about page. I have a video all set up on there. And one of the things that I have learned in my short life is you need to brand yourself. And what people see needs to be what they get.
sweet.
And so I counsel people, I'm straightforward and I don't mix my words.
I love
And
it.
so I got a few professional headshots done that I use all the time. So I use this one here. And I talk about
Beautiful.
how to build a business that runs itself. I just love that.
Love it. And so your goal is helping seniors be able
Mhm.
to grow their business. Oh,
Hmm.
yes, I love it. So when someone gets inside your community, let's say they're 63 years old, they know nothing about the internet, and they get inside your community, what can they expect from being
Oh,
inside the community?
if you go into my community is free to join, but if you go into the classroom, I have start here. This is my t LinkedIn Turbochargers. We meet every week. And this was inspired because I had so many people abandon me when I was with the network marketing. They would sign me up and then they would ghost me. And I am not going to ghost anybody. You come into my group, you're part of my group. You can come to my free Monday afternoon 1 hour session and ask questions about LinkedIn or social media. If I don't know the answer, I usually know where to point them, what direction to point them in.
I love that.
Yeah, because they need to have that feeling that they're not all alone, right?
Mhm.
I'm in the process of launching my LinkedIn program. So I've got LinkedIn 101, LinkedIn Foundations, my LinkedIn 202 Momentum, LinkedIn 303 Authority, and LinkedIn Freedom Mentorship.
I love that. And here's what I love about you is so many people when they get older, they're like so set in their ways. And I love how you just have this vision of doing more and helping more people. I just want you to know I'm very, very proud of you.
Oh, thank you.
Of you. So what piece of advice would you give to somebody they're a senior and they're looking at what they have left to live off of and they don't have enough money? What would you say to them about being part of the Legacy Builders program?
You're in your own business, you own your own business, but you're not in business by yourself. And that's a really big, important thing to emphasize with seniors or people who are 50 plus. That's my target audience is people who are 50 plus because people are being laid off their jobs in their 50s. Both my boys had that happen. One was 45 actually when he got laid off, and they're in high demand. They're programmers, right? And I was so shocked. They were shocked. My second son was in tears. He couldn't believe it. They laid him off because just the week before they had a big company celebration of some sort, and they gave a talk about how wonderful he was and how he would always have a position there. And the next week they walked in and fired him.
Wow, in 1 week.
Yeah, yeah, it was a shock.
So what would you say to somebody they're looking at the Legacy Builders program, they're in their 50s or 60s, even 70s and are not tech savvy. What would you say to them?
Well, where do I start? Like, there's so many things that want to come out of my head at the same time. They need the legacy program because you can join the legacy program and you can run that to whatever level you want. You can have big audacious goals, or you can just have a little goal to make extra thousand a month and subsidize I call it boosting your pension. And
Mm.
most people in Canada need to boost their pension. And I check my stats through Stats Canada. And 62 to 70% of people working at jobs in Canada are living paycheck to paycheck. That means their paycheck, it barely covers their mortgage or their rent. And they have to have other streams of income. We've all been taught incorrectly. Go to school, get a good education, get a good job, and stay there till you retire. Well, most people in Canada can't afford to retire at 65. In fact, Canada is raising the retirement age. This I got out of the stats. I was shocked. They're raising the retirement age to 67 by 2027. And then they're talking about raising the retirement age in Canada to 70 by 2030.
Wow.
So they need the legacy program. This is the only program I've been able to find that helps you, gives you the training that you need and the videos that you need for the step by step play, stop, do. And like when I first started here, I had very little tech. The only tech I had was what my son taught me about LinkedIn and social media. But I discovered that there's other things that you can use, like the community that I've got set up.
Mm. I know,
And
I'm
of
so proud of
course,
you. You have the ability to make 100% profit, and with monetizing the Legacy Builders program. Now you've created your own community, so you've added multiple income streams to, just get rid of some of the pressure. I love
mhm.
that. Yeah, love that. So what would you say to somebody that, is like living paycheck to paycheck? What would you be your best advice that you would give them right now?
Well, first question I would ask is, where are you going to be next year at this time if you don't make a change in your life right now? Where are you going to be? And you need to take a look at the legacy program. And don't just take a look at it. Go in depth. Like I tell people when they check out my profile on my website, the Kajabi website, I tell them go all the way down to the bottom and read everything. And also, I'm an ex-legal secretary, okay? I know how to read contracts. I don't know how to write them necessarily because I'm not a lawyer, but the resale rights are set up fully legally, and you can only set up master resale rights on digital products.
Mhm.
And I tell them to check that out if that makes you hesitate whatsoever. But the best thing to do is to read through and get all the information. That's what I did when I first started. It took me about 4 hours to get through everything, but I signed up the same day that I found the program.
Love it.
And I'm
I
so thankful I did.
love
It's been the best experience. I feel like I've been divinely guided to this program,
it.
not just for the program itself, but for the people that are involved in the program. There is such a good feeling in this whole community that we join when we join the legacy program. And you never feel like you're all alone. And there's always somebody to come and help you. And you get training every day. Like, who does that? Who does training every day? Nobody. And I just want you to stay young forever so you can
Mm.
keep on helping us with training every day.
We've just begun, my friend. Just we have so many lives to impact. Well, Christina, I'm going to put the link to your YouTube channel, your LinkedIn, and your community inside of there. So if you're listening to this and you're a senior and you want to join her community, um, you'll have access to that in there. And Christine, thank you so much for taking the time and doing this. And I love just watching you grow and just how you're just exploding with your community, and I see the passion that you have, and it's so awesome because most people that didn't have any type of social media or digital marketing skills would not have, wanted to learn something. And I love the fact that it has nothing to do with age, it has
Yeah,
everything to do with mindset.
it's all about here, between these two eyes.
Love
Yeah,
it. Yeah. Thank you so much for joining me.
thank you for having me. It's an honor.